In this episode of the 10-minute round, we're going to talk about the fight night coming up this Saturday, Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. On paper, it's not a great card, man. Let's be real. Not a lot of name value. That doesn't mean it's not going to be an exciting card. Sometimes these cards provide for like some pretty interesting finishes, some pretty interesting fights. There are some people to kind of keep an eye on. You got Isaac Bulgarian fighting pretty early on this card. He lost a questionable decision against Christian Rodriguez, but the kid's a super dominant wrestler. Hopefully his gas tank doesn't run out. Ovince St. Preux versus Ryan Spann. We're going to fight to see who the most mid-light heavyweight is. You know, Trevor Peake, boy from Alabama, got the Edgar haircut, throw a standing hammer fist. Might get a little weird in that one. Matt Schnell's fighting late replacement Cody Durden. Matt Schnell, he could get knocked out by a stiff breeze. Otherwise, Cody Durden seemed to get submitted a lot. Jessica Andrade versus Natalia Silva. Either you have the skill set to deal with Jessica Andrade or you don't. We're going to find out if Natalia Silva does. She's going off as a 3-1 favorite, though. I probably wouldn't bet on that. Actually, wouldn't mind throwing a few bucks on Jessica Andrade on that one. But the whole reason I want to even make a video about this card is because the main event is extremely intriguing to me. Like, the main event is such a good fight. Sean Brady is a fantastic grappler, and so is Gilbert Burns. However, Gilbert Burns, 38, a little long in the tooth. Both guys have a loss to the champion, Bilal Muhammad. I couldn't remember his name for a second. But in two very different ways. Like, Gilbert Burns messed up his shoulder really early in that fight, still managed to go 5 rounds with Bilal. Sean Brady was kind of winning the striking exchanges in the first round, ended up getting overwhelmed by Bilal in the second. Was never really dropped. It was just one of those ones where he was kind of taking a lot of punishment. There's only a few seconds left in the second round. He probably could have survived. But, them Abu Dhabi refs, they called it on him. He took the loss. He bounced back. He had that fight against Kelvin Gastelum. Super dominant performance. Ended up submitting Gastelum in the third round with the Kimura. Gilbert Burns, he ended up fighting Jack Della Maddalena. Lost that one. He was winning the fight. Had the fight gone to decision, he would have won. However, Jack Della Maddalena, that doesn't roll off the tongue, ended up catching him with a knee, finishing him. This is a good fight, though. This is a good fight because I'm going to tell you why. This is what I'm here for. These guys are some of the most talented grapplers in not just the welterweight division, but in the UFC. As far as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu goes, I'm curious to see if either one of these guys is going to want to engage in the grappling with the other. And I kind of think that will be the case. I do think that Sean Brady will not be afraid to engage, to be the one that initiates the grappling exchanges against Gilbert Burns. Reason being is Sean Brady has a win over Craig Jones in just straight Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Mind you, decision win. It's not like he tapped him out. Sean Brady also has, I would say, the cleaner striking of the two. He's not a bad striker. Gilbert Burns does have some power with his striking, but I'm so curious to see how this is going to go, because who's going to have the advantage in the grappling? I don't think either guy is going to submit the other one, at least not with straight grappling. I mean, if you think about it, an MMA round is 5 minutes. With two guys like this, 5 minutes is not a lot of time to work to set up a submission. The only way I really see a submission going down is if one hurts the other on the feet and has the other guy dazed and then maybe catches something off that. But if it's straight grappling exchanges, it's not going to happen. Otherwise, even though I think Sean Brady is the cleaner striker, I have one little hang up about him. And that is that for some reason, his nose gets busted up a lot in fights. And this being a 5-round fight, if Gilbert Burns can bust up that nose a little bit early on, Sean Brady, I'm sure he's worked on the gas tank. But we've seen him kind of get tired in fights before. I think in that Bilal Muhammad fight, Bilal kind of kept up a pretty high pace on him, which is why he ended up catching him. Sean Brady is a 2-1 favorite in this one. Like, and it's 5 rounds. That cardio has to hold up for 5 rounds. Gilbert Burns, we've seen Gilbert Burns go 5 rounds. He is 38. You know, I think Gilbert's best days are behind him for sure, but I don't know, man. I'm extremely intrigued by this one. I really want to see how this one goes down. If I had to make a prediction, though, I would say that I do think Sean Brady will do enough to grab a decision over Gilbert Burns. I don't think that outside of landing like a big shot, I don't think Gilbert Burns is essentially going to be able to outstrike him. Fuck. Now I'm just like kind of second guessing it because I could see Gilbert winning late. But I think the safe bet, I think the thing that's most likely to happen here is a Sean Brady decision. I'm gonna back that up. I'm gonna throw a few bucks on that and see how that plays out. I'll have to look up the odds to see what Sean Brady by decision is going for, but I might look into that one. Besides that, it's kind of a quiet week for MMA. There's more Contender Series stuff. There's some nice little Muay Thai fight, I think, in one championship. But other than that, really, we're just gearing up for, the Sphere card in 2 weeks. I'll make a few videos about that. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe try to win some money on this one. I'm gambling wise, these kind of cards I'm pretty successful with. So I'll make some bets. Maybe I'll make a video on that. But otherwise, tune into the main event if you don't watch anything else. All right. Peace.